Okay, so just sitting comfortably and your spine straight as possible, your chin tucked in slightly, just to let the energy flow up the back of the neck. And let's take 3 deep breaths, breathing in through the nose. And a big exhale through the mouth. A deep inhale into the belly. And hold. And an exhale. And one more deep breath into the belly and hold. And exhale. Now gently bringing your awareness inside your beautiful body. In gratitude and appreciation for all that your body serves you with. Bringing your full focus here in the present moment. And dropping inside your heart space. Inside this huge vortex of energy. This powerful gateway to your inner being. And finding your own sacred space here. Reconnecting to all of who you are. Your divinity. Your true nature. And all of the divine qualities that you hold inside your heart. And using your powerful intention, expanding through these qualities, allowing them to shine out from the center of your being. Peace, joy, love, wisdom, power, compassion, faith, grace, creating an energy vortex all around you, a sacred space where you can completely relax and let go. A space where you feel safe and connected. Seeing all the cells in your body, the particles in your subtle body expanding in this energy. The energy in your body flowing freely. Coming into balance, harmony, health, vibrancy. And now feeling your connection to Mother Gaia. Imagine you growing a strong, powerful root from your heart all the way down through your body, through the root chakra, chakras in the soles of the feet. Going down through all of the layers of the earth and connecting to the heart of Mother Gaia, her pure crystalline core. Recognizing yourself as part of her body. Made up of her elements, her minerals, flowing with her seasons, her cycles, her rhythms. Connected to her divine abundance. The overflowing richness. And welcoming it all with gratitude, with appreciation. Allowing her energies to come up through the root into your body here to support your physicality, the temple of the body. Now becoming aware of the Antakarana, your umbilical cord with source, with oneness, with the womb of creation. Anchored within your physical heart and rising up into the heart chakra, throat chakra, first eye, out the crown of your head, and expanding out and deeper, like a Russian doll, growing, expanding, becoming more and more pure, refined, high frequency, all the way to oneness, pure divine love, pure light. This is the presence within each cell of your body. Core vibration. And now consciously calling on your higher self, your divine mother self. This part of you sitting halfway between source and the physicality. Responsible for guiding and directing your life here on the planet. bringing you everything that you need to grow, to evolve, to come in alignment with your mission. So welcoming this part of you is the most important relationship in your life. Opening to receive all of her love, her wisdom, her guidance, her support. And asking her to create a powerful, bright, high frequency, sacred space all around you. Remaining with you during this reading, offering whatever you need that's appropriate at this time. And I now call on the Magdalena energies. These energies were embodied by Mary Magdalene 2,000 years ago as she walked the planet as the Divine Feminine, planting seeds in the human consciousness, which are beginning to sprout at the moment. Her energies of tenderness, devotion, compassion, faith, courage, wisdom, and divine feminine power. And I ask that these energies come through my energy field, through my voice, through my intention, through the words and information that I share today, to help align and activate Faye with her human design, to bring her own unique archetypes into their highest potential, to help clear and heal any discordant energy, any wounds, any limitations which no longer serve, and she's ready to release. So that she can step more and more into her path, into her purpose, easily, gracefully, joyfully, so that more and more success and fulfillment flow into her life in every aspect. So let's just take a few deep breaths, breathing in all of the energies that are available in this moment. Expanding through your heart. One more deep conscious breath. Bringing yourself back fully into the body, anchored on the planet, back into this present moment and into your space. Okay, my love. Do you want to share anything before we move on? Are you ready? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Lots of images that time. Lots of images came through and wave energy. I could see the energy. Yeah, like the images were like in the energy though. They were like birthing through the energy into forms and into stories.
Wow.
There was like at one point a baby born out of the womb that I was in Gaia's womb, and then it sprung. Its hands moved into this purple thing for something else, and then there was like a clock, almost like a clock, but not a clock, with lines of energy going into it, and so much, and then there was like an eye. I was looking into something's eye, and
did it mean anything to you, or do you think it might become clearer later? Is it gonna?
I see them a lot, and it's in the moment. It's like I'm going in places. I'm in different places, like wherever I'm off to. Sometimes, and then it'll come through. Like I'll probably get a ringing at some point in my ear, and it'll make sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let me know if you get some clarity about it. It's really interesting what comes.
Just have to go with it, honestly. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you're like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah. Who knows what it was about? Yeah. Want me to read you the paragraph again about your life and soul purpose, the right angle cross of penetration 3. Remember we did it at the beginning of the last reading?
Yeah, just a brief refresher. I've watched the recording since, but just to remind me.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to dive deeply into your incarnation cross, and then we're going to look at the rest of the energies here in the chart and how they actually impact your life and soul purpose. Okay, so your incarnation cross is the right angle cross of penetration number 3. So you have the unique ability to read other people and know in the now what is right or wrong for them. Your energy supports being intuitive and to even hear the voices of angels or guides not in form. You are here to be wise about what to do in the moment for you and for others. This knowledge comes from a place of intuitive knowing. You will be straight to the point in all that you do, and you won't be inclined to include details. Straight to the point.
And people don't always like that, and I don't need to do it. But.
So it's all about you really getting in touch with your intuition, and like I was looking at your soul contract chart after you said that you can get your birth chart, and so you have the 5s as your talent, right? So it's like what I perceived through that is you had the 10-1 as your karmic element, so that was like these difficult traumas coming to you, and the 9-9 is your goals. And so it's like your talent, you've become super sensitive to use that, right? To kind of, okay, what's coming next kind of thing. And but also this, what we were speaking about last time, is that you can become super evolved in the higher chakras, but not being able to be in the body because it's so tough down here, right? So that's why the nervous system can get a bit overstimulated, and the adrenals and all of that. So it's that balance. So being able to fully embody for you, and in this system for you, it's all about really getting in touch with your sacral energy, which is always going to work together with your intuition. Okay, so your intuition here, this is about really in the moment intuition, or what's your instinctive response for survival, okay, in the body, survival stuff. Your sacral it's really about feeling into opportunities. Does this feel really good for me? It's a different kind of energy, in a sense, because it's not just about trying to protect yourself and survive. This is like tuning into, is this really juicy, and do I feel really passionate about this, what this opportunity, this sign, this creation that's come into my life. And so, but they're going to work together. Okay, so I think a big key for you is really tapping into your sacral, because it's going to help you to land in your body, to really get in touch with the feeling sensations, rather it's just like an intuitive kind of hit, or a psychic awareness, because you're very psychically developed. Yeah, so and they're going to work together. It's just going to help you ground more, I feel. So this, your incarnation cross, you really have this ability to tune in deeply to what somebody else needs. Yeah, what somebody else, how you can support somebody else in the moment, but it's very penetrating, it's very direct. Okay, so again, when you offer this, and if it's not asked for, when it's not invited, it can feel invasive to somebody. Yeah,
I've had to learn. I know what they're going to get to eventually, even with divine healing, but I have to just sit and wait patiently.
Yeah.
I'm like, there it is. And but I've learned to do that, I think, hopefully anyway. I'm really mindful of not doing that to people, because it's, at the end of the day, it's their free will and they have to get to things themselves, and I can't, and because of my abuse of power in my nines, I'm very cautious about telling people too much too soon.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have to let them get there on their own and just support them. And
what's coming to me is like so an image that my guru shares. It's like everybody has their own time of the flower blooms, and if you try and force something to bloom, you can actually do more damage than just being patient and allowing that to happen. And you've got a lot of awareness around that, and probably through your experience and having to learn how to manage this energy, because it's very powerful. Yeah, and it can be used for great good as well, like really for really serving somebody. And it's if you can really get in touch with your strategy, for you as an alchemist, a generator, it's really, because there's no direct connection to the throat, it's the energy has to be invited. So it's like if somebody really asks you, Faye, can you share what you're seeing, what you're perceiving in the situation, or what's happening in me, then you get access, you get the links, okay, that brings your deep wisdom and your deep intuition and connects it to your throat, and allows you to access more than what you maybe even realize, because it's in the invitation that you get access to that energy. Okay, so and you're obviously learning that, you're learning that that's what works best, because otherwise for you people shut down, and then they might attack you or blame you or criticize you, and then that doesn't feel good for you either. It's like pretty yucky. Yeah.
it's just about caring as well and being compassionate to people.
Yeah.
Like, and I can do that. I've got that in spades, you know. I do care a lot, very, very caring to anyone really.
Yeah.
So I can be there to give them advice and support, but they have to kind of do it on their own.
Yeah.
And when they do ask, even then I'm a bit like, I'll do that for you, but I say sorry before I sort of deliver something that they've asked for, that they kind of, you know, it's luckily I'm very compassionate. I think that helps, and that can be the 5s too, can't it?
Yeah.
That's really been a saving grace as well.
Yeah, and I feel that off you. Yeah, I feel that deep caring, and that comes by you having gone through trauma yourself, so you know what it feels like. And so if you hadn't gone through that, you wouldn't have developed that compassion. Yeah, it's like one of the things that the real gifts that comes out of deep trauma is that you know what it feels like, and you can have that, you can be there in that support role for other people because you know what it takes to come out of that. Yeah. So coming back to your incarnation cross, so it's these part 4 energies that make up your incarnation cross. Okay, your conscious sun, your unconscious sun, your conscious earth, and your unconscious earth. And this is 70% of the main energies in your chart. So they're really big for you. Okay.
Wow.
And everything comes through your conscious sun. It's like the mouth of the funnel that the whole chart gets filtered through. Okay, so your conscious sun is in the gate 57, and this gate is the most intuitive, instinctive energy in the whole chart. So that's why in this system, why you're so intuitive, why you're so instinctive. Okay, because it's your main energy, it's your conscious sun. Okay, so this people's conscious sun and their unconscious sun, this is the energy that you're here to embody, to bring it into its highest frequency, and then to shine it out to everybody else energetically. Okay, this is your role in the incarnation cross, to bring this deep intuition, instinctive feelings to everybody else. It's part of your gift. Okay, it's your main gift here. So the 57, I'll just read to you what it says. In its mastery, it's the ability to sense when it is the right time to act. Okay, so you were getting that in your mortgage thing. Now's the time. You were given that. It was like, that's the splenic center going now. Yeah, it's like a one hit information. To intuitively know what needs to be made ready, to be prepared for the future, and to follow through on it. Because this energy is about being able to see into the immediate future. Okay, in its lowest expression, it's being scared to actually take action because you kind of perceive what's coming, what's up ahead, and then it's a fight or flight response. So, oh no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So, but in its highest expression, it's that your instincts are very in tune. You know what's coming, and you can move forward in that. Okay. So it's learning to trust your own insights and your gut, to learn to tell the difference between an instinctive response versus a fear of the future, and to master your connection to your sense of right timing. Okay, so this is all of your gifts, and you're learning how to master that more and more through your life. Okay, in the 57 here, and this is what you're here to shine out to everybody else, to offer this intuitive gifts to everybody else. Okay, in order for you to be able to do that, to live that expression of yourself fully, you need to embody your conscious earth energy, which is the 51, which is this amazing energy here. I think we spoke about it a bit last time. So the 51 is the energy of initiation, okay? The shaman priestess channel, okay? It's in its lowest expression, it can be shock, but it's shock that wakes us up, that initiates us through whatever experience we're having, to remind us of who we really are, to initiate us back into spirit, to initiate us back into unconditional love, which is the 25. Okay, so for you, the 51 is being able to really ground within the experiences that you've had, and being able to use any shocking experiences, any initiations, as a way for you to quickly evolve, okay? Because these shocks come to help us shift in consciousness very fast, yeah? To quickly evolve into your true nature, okay? So it's like using anything that's happened to you in the past and looking at it as a way, oh, this is how I'm embodying my power. This is how I'm getting back to the truth of who I am. Okay, so does that make sense to you?
Oh, yeah, my eyes are about to water because it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say priestess energy.
Yeah.
Very funny you say that. That's I've got like a see if I can show you. I'm covered in tattoos, but here you go. Where's my leg? Can you see that?
I kind of see it clearly. It's a small
It's the High Priestess tarot.
okay. Do
Look at me like that.
do you have Egyptian energies as well, past lives?
Do I?
Do you have it? Are you aware of any?
I haven't got there yet. I've been told when I've done the shadow work, I've got very, very ancient, almost sorceress energy that was. There's. I lived in Egypt in this life, strangely enough, and
Okay, yeah,
felt a lot of connection to the place. A lot. It was like.
yeah. Well,
I,
it might be. I was just getting that as you were speaking, that you might have had Egyptian connections. Sometimes there's a lot of karma that's connected to Egypt as well. There was things that weren't done in alignment there as well. So, you kind of, if you have got like shadow stuff coming up, that it might be around that time, if that comes up for you at all. But
could be.
yeah, but in its highest expression, you're here to be this shaman, okay, to be this priestess for others, and it's through having these experiences come in and using them to evolve your consciousness, rather is to go into the trauma, okay? And I think we spoke a lot about that last time, how like I've had really big kind of, because I have the 25, so it's the same channel, okay? So it's like using the shocking experiences that's happened in my life to evolve me, rather is to bring me down into the trauma, yeah? And so the more that you can use that energy to be a shaman for yourself, you become this powerful shaman priestess for other people, okay? And by using your intuitive wisdom, your intuitive gifts, okay? You can hold that space for other people that are going through something. You can hold it because you've been through it, okay?
Yeah.
I had something happen a couple of weeks ago. It was just before we did the soul contract, and I had an ex-fiance that died of a heroin overdose. I can't remember if I told you that. It was a huge trauma for me, but I used it to, I ended up having a Kundalini awakening, and then a whole kind of soul integration happened after that. Like it shifted timelines, and it was a huge, and it was all about in this channel. And then just the weekend before the soul contract work, a friend was here, with his new baby and his partner, and his ex-girlfriend committed suicide that weekend, and he just happened to be here, and I knew how to support him because I'd been through that. And
Wow.
it was huge because his baby was involved, and the whole thing, and it was just like perfect that he was with me, because I stopped him going into the mind trauma stuff and helped to align him with what was, because I'd been there myself and I'd done it myself. So that's the power of this energy, Faye. Okay, the more that you can really uplift everything in your traumatic past, any victim stuff, and bring yourself back into power in that, with compassion and love, you have the potential to be a really powerful priestess, shaman for other people. Okay.
I mean, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I had something similar this weekend. One of my friends, she's very, very ill, and her husband just kind of wanted to talk to me about it, and I kind of understood his fears. And another friend, she kind of wanted to talk to me. I'd made plans to see lots of people, but it ended up just being those two.
Mm-hmm.
And my other friend, she's decided now she's gay, and she's, you know, and she's living with her boyfriend, and I just had to be there to talk to both of them sort of together and then sort of separately at the same time. And yeah, it's not the same from what you went through, but it was just how it played out, that it was those friends.
Yeah. And it's like when you're able to shift your consciousness onto a soul level, a soul perspective, and see through the human drama of what is actually happening, and energetically see what can happen if you get pulled in this way, or whether you choose to be in this place. And I wasn't sorry. I was absolutely delighted that they were here. Like, it was perfect, and I was so grateful that they were here. And also, I become a fairy godmother for their baby. So it was like I was meant to be involved. Yeah. So when you come into that place, it's just like, it's such a huge blessing to be able to serve in that way. Yeah. So this is the potential in this energy. Okay. And then your unconscious side, your unconscious sun is in the 53. 53, it's down here off the root, and this is the energy of starting things. I think we touched on this last time as well, like starting projects, initiating projects. Okay, so again, this is like a starting energy, which for you could be a bit tricky because it's your unconscious sun. It means that it's a very powerful energy for you, but as a generator, you're meant to wait for the guidance. So the ego personality has an idea and it wants to just do it, wants to go for it. And that's when you're kind of following your own lower self-will rather is waiting for the guidance. So actually, this is what's meant for you, this is what's best for you. Okay, so that's something to be aware of here in the 53. But it also means that when you do wait for that guidance and your sacral is going, that feels really good for me, and you've waited through your wave.
Mm-hmm.
When you get the go ahead, you're going to be really good at starting new projects, starting new things, okay? Or other people's projects that you get invited into. You've got the energy and the skills to know how to get it launched, okay?
Oh yeah.
So on a really mundane level, if you're working in like the corporate world, you're going to be somebody that's really good at starting projects, maybe not so good at the completion side, but you're really good at getting things launched. Okay, that's what this energy means. The 54 is what you need to embody within yourself in order to shine this energy or starting things. So the 54 is here, and this is actually a business channel, but in its highest expression, the 54 is divine inspiration. So as well as being highly intuitive, okay, you also have this divine inspiration ability that you can tap into inspiration from source and bring it through. So again, you can see how that works with your strategy, that you kind of just go ahead and start things. You have to embody divine inspiration. You have to wait for that divine inspiration to come through and then get it reflected by the sign in the outer world, which is Gaia. Okay, the outer world is in Gaia's energy. And something that was really landed within me a couple of weeks ago, it's kind of like I knew it, but it hadn't fully kind of formed. I was sharing this with somebody yesterday. There's a teacher called Elizabeth Wood. I don't know if you've heard about her before. She's really far out. She's a what's her title? She calls herself a galactic anthropologist. So she's all about tapping. She knows about civilizations beyond this realm and different planets and different galaxies, and how, and also like the Lemuria here, how things were in the past and where humanity is evolving to. She's a seer, a prophetess. But anyway, she was speaking about how we're designed is we have an idea, right? And we think we just meant to go and make it happen, but how we were designed, like as Adam and Eve, she used the example. So Adam and Eve, they decided they would really like to build a house, okay? And so how it was meant to, they need somewhere to live. They're Adam and Eve and they're here and they'd like to have a house. And she said, so how we're actually designed, it's the divine feminine that brings through this inspiration, that dreams, okay, and imagines what could that look like. So she sits with her bare bum on the earth in connection to Gaia, because Gaia is her home, and we're part of Gaia, we're part of her body. And so she goes, Gaia, we would like to have a home. How could we make that happen? What would that look like? What would it be made of? When would the right time be? What place is this meant to happen in? And then Gaia directs it, because we're here serving Gaia. So when this is created from Gaia's wisdom, it's in alignment. So we will be brought, so maybe I'm sharing this because of your homes thing going on here. Okay, I just clicked. That's why this is coming through. Yeah. So it's like you need to get in touch with Gaia. Here I am, Gaia. I've got all of these amazing gifts. What do you want me to live? What is the best place that I can energetically serve? What does my house look like? What is it made of? Yeah, all of the questions that are appropriate. When's the right time? Yeah, when you're working in alignment with Gaia, what she was saying is, your house is going to survive things. Yeah, it's like these ancient buildings for the past, they were living in alignment with Gaia, the Divine Mother, they worship Gaia, yeah? And so they're still standing. like thousands and thousands of years later. But when we build a house and we don't do it in alignment with Gaia, a flood comes and you can
Boiler
an
goes.
earthquake or something and it's gone. So I'm using it as an example for you because again, you have this 5-5 energy, so you're all about the elementals. Yeah, so you've got this real talent of tapping into the nature spirits and Gaia's body. Yeah, so if you're working in alignment with her, you're going to be directed to exactly the right place for you to build your home, to be grounded. Yeah, to do whatever work you're here to do, to serve, which is going to be really fulfilling because that's how you step into your life and soul purpose. Because it's going to feel really good because it's your mission. Okay, it's not just coming for an ego place. So how do I survive? Yeah, how do I feel safe? It's no that. It's like I'm
Good.
already full. Is this making sense?
Oh God, yeah. And I've spent so long surviving, and
Yeah,
so long.
yeah. And
And
it's
I've
like,
wondered, why hasn't it fallen into place for me? Why am I doing this more,
yeah,
tick box compared to others, earning more money, more successful, blah blah blah.
yeah.
No, Faye. But now, because it wasn't right, I wasn't in tune, I wasn't happy, it wasn't the right time. I had more lessons to learn.
You were still working through your wounds and your lessons, and it's like, so this information is coming to you new because you must be ready. So you got to go and sit in your bare bum on the earth somewhere and start asking Gaia questions. Okay,
Oh, not another police report.
Where is that so nobody can see you?
I pulled Gaia's card this morning. Like literally, I pulled a card this morning. It was Gaia. So
There
in
you
fact,
go.
just saying this now
There's
is
some confirmation. So Gaia is asking you to work in alignment with her because she wants to support you to serve her and human consciousness and to fully step into what your mission is. Okay, so if you start and you do that with human design by, you've got this energy here, the 41, this is imagination. This is Jupiter, so this is a very expansive energy for you. So you have the power to sit on the earth and start dreaming, what do I want to create? But unlimited dreaming. You don't need to go for, just need to go for a 2-bedroom house in the worst area. Okay, it's like, what do I actually would like? What would really support me?
I know.
Yeah, start dreaming it. You should see the house that I live in. I have zero money. I've never had any money, and I'm living in the most amazing
gorgeous
place. Okay, it's I'm living with millionaires around me. Yeah, it's like, amazing. How do I end up here? Because I dreamed it. Okay, I don't own it. It could change. I could have to leave. But right now, I'm living in this amazing place that's totally nurturing my soul.
It looks incredible. It looks beautiful.
I'm right at the waterfront. I've got nature around me, amazing things around me, and it's like it's really supporting me in my work because I need that in order for me to give my best. So if you can start approaching this from that perspective, start dreaming. What do you want? Not what can I afford. What do you want to create? Okay.
It's I see it, and they always say soon, soon. It's very vivid.
So keep focusing on that, okay? And it might take a few steps, but you keep focusing on your dream, and then wait for the guidance to come. Okay, the sign in the outer world, noticed in here, wait for it to come out here. This feel good. This Gaia's giving you a message. Does this feel good? Is my sacral humming with the passion? Oh yes, this feels right for me. Or is it going, no sure? And if it's going, no sure, show me something better. Yeah, bring me another sign. And remembering to wait over your wave, okay, before you're not making rash decisions, you have to wait a bit. But really the point is that you're imagining beyond what you think is possible for you. Yeah, it doesn't have to be limited by what you think you can afford. Okay, if that was the case, I would still be living in a camper van now. I lived in a camper van for 7 years and I loved it, but
Yeah.
it was like limited. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that. We've gone on a huge story about the 54, but basically that's what's going on here. Okay, you've got to tap into divine inspiration and allow Gaia to guide you. Okay, and that's in order for you to be able to radiate out this energy of initiating, starting new things. Okay, this energy that starts things in people. Okay, if that makes sense, initiate people in some way. So that's the sum up here, incarnation cross. How is that feeling? All of that.
Brilliant. It makes so much. It all makes so much sense. And I have stepped back a lot, and things are just happening now, and it's good. And I am trying to slow things down a bit, and a lot, actually, a lot.
And as you heal the rest of the energies in your chart, that's when this incarnation cross, it kind of like clicks into alignment. It goes, okay, now's the time. New, your mission is starting new. It can't be fully active until you've done your inner work, all of the healing deep work. Okay, so these energies are always going to be running, but it's kind of like the whole thing kind of clicking in place. Yeah. So what we're going to look at now is the nodes of the moon. And this is the theme of your life before the age of 40, which you're in at the moment, and then after the age of 40. You have kind of two main like stages with these different themes. So your south node is before the age of 40. So this is what you've been learning about. Your conscious south node is in the 44, which is this one, which is basically the energy of truth. Now, isn't that interesting? Because that's the 5 5s again. Yeah. So this is about learning to live in your authentic self, learning to be in your truth. Okay. And it's also about being able to look back on past patterns in your life and find the power within the pain. So what we were speaking about before, looking at it from a soul perspective, what did I gain through having gone through this trauma, this experience? Why did my soul design that? How did it serve me? What did it bring to me? Compassion, resilience, power, independence, forgiveness, humility. What did it bring you for having gone through that? Okay, and so these are the gifts that you then share with other people as you step into your life and soul purpose. Okay, so you've been learning about how to be in your truth, no matter what else is going on around you, how to live authentically. Okay, and your unconscious south node in the 1, this is the gate of purpose. So again, it's like, it's actually kind of the same. It's like the more that you live your truth and be who you are your purpose. Because your purpose isn't what you do, it's who you are. It's living your archetypes in their full expression. So you've been learning about how to embody your truth and live your authentic self in order for you to shine your purpose, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Total
and
sense.
you still are, you've still got a few years while these energies are kind of mainly active. Okay.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm close on that. I'm
Yeah.
very close.
And then your north node, this is after the age of 40. I think it's kind of around the Uranus opposition. Okay, that's the changeover when Uranus comes to the opposite place in your chart for where you were born. That can be like a big awakening time and a big kind of stepping into your spiritual work. Then is what I've noticed. That's what happened to me. Even though I've been training in it for years and years, it was like, oh, okay, now's the time. You kind of have to make a shift. Okay.
And I know it's not time for me yet.
Yeah.
I know it's not. Like, I'm learning still, and it's and people are like, you should do this. I'm like, not yet.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So, and it might happen around that age. Okay. It's between about 40, 42 is when you have the Uranus opposition. And that's when I had the Kundalini awakening. So for me, it was very like explosive. So your conscious north node is in the gate 24, which is up here in the Ajna, and it's also your it's your unconscious moon. So this is also what drives you. Okay. So this is the energy of blessings. It's being able to find the blessings in every experience. So again, it's very similar to the 44. It's a kind of, it's like the 44 shifting into another gear. Okay. Being able to, like I say, what are the blessings that came to me through that experience? Okay. And not just in the past, in the present here. Okay, I'm going through this, and can I find the blessings in this challenge, whatever it is? Can I make it into an opportunity for me? Okay, let's see if it says anything else here. Yeah, to learn to allow what you truly deserve in your life. Okay, so not just settling for any old shitty place in some rundown neighborhood. Start to let go. What does my soul need in order to thrive? Okay, what do I deserve? Knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you're a powerful creator that can create anything. It's just the beliefs and limitations that stop that happening. Okay, so that this is what you're going to be learning about mainly in your second half of your life, but you might as well start new since we're bringing it up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do this now.
To not rationalize allowing less than you deserve. To find the blessings and power from painful experiences and to use them as catalysts for transformation. Okay, so that's what this 24 energy is around. So this is what drives you as well. Okay, so even though it's your north node, you can start activating this now. Okay, if it drives you, start using that drive to tap into what do I wish to create, what feels really good for me. Okay, rather is coming for a fear-based response. You have a lot of gates here in this spleen, which in the lower expression is fear, fight or flight. And it can be, you can be held back because of the fear of things, okay? And then it's stuck in the mind, trying to you can limit yourself up here rather as you might not even see the opportunities all around you. Took me a couple of years. I got introduced to this house in a couple of years before I moved into it, and I just thought it was beyond me. I didn't believe I could possibly live here until I started dreaming, what do I want? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm here. Yeah.
So, okay, what?
How did that happen? It didn't happen because I had any money, I'll tell you that. It just happened because that was what I'm meant to be here. I shifted in consciousness, okay? And then I had to deal with all of the fear-based financial stuff that came up because I made that shift. Okay, so anyway, so this is your North Node. Your unconscious North Node, you're going to be learning a bit in the second half of your life is in the gate 2. So this is interesting again, because this is the most feminine energy in the chart. Okay, so again, you having your name change, you're bringing in the 13th force, which is going to help you balance the 10 ones, yeah, and that that can come across as that masculine energy. Okay, so the 2 here is the energy of allowing, being receptive, being open, waiting for the guidance. Yeah, it's really that place of complete faith that you just know when you're in alignment, something is going to come to you. And your job is to get yourself in alignment, to start opening up to potentials and possibilities. Yeah. This is also part of the luckiest channel in the chart, the 14-2. Okay, so this is all about, this channel is about working for resources. Okay, and the 2 is about allowing and managing resources. The 14, which we're coming to, is about the skills that you have, the power skills that you can create things from. Okay, so the 2 energy is to set intentions. Actually, we'll go to here. The challenge here, because you're going to be learning about it, is to love yourself enough to open to the flow of support, love, and abundance. Okay, you have to open, you have to love. You have to be able to love yourself to open. So to incrementally increase over the course of your life what you're willing to allow yourself to receive. This house is going to be a big test for you to learn to know that you are valuable and lovable simply because you exist.
That's something that I've obviously struggled a lot with.
Yeah.
But I really slowly, I am doing that with certain people.
Yeah. So all of this deep self-worth, okay, all of this self-love that comes in here, okay, and the 10s we spoke about before, this is your keys. When you can really love yourself and be compassionate to yourself and realize that you're valuable just because you exist, not because of anything that you do, yeah, just because you exist, and that you have your own gifts, you're full of your own self and your own gifts. And that this is what this whole channel is about, actually. The 14 and the 2, it's like, this is a big shift that my guru is saying is happening in the consciousness on the planet. How we've been in the old paradigm is, what do I need to do to get something from somebody else? What do I need to do to make money? What do I need to do to get energy in some way? Yeah, so that I can survive. It's all survival-based energy. The shift here in the 14-2 is the 14, what am I full of in myself? What are my gifts? Who am I? Yeah, at my core, in my divinity, that I just wish to share. I wish to offer other people, because I'm so full in myself that I'm overflowing in this. I'm abundant in this. And when we come to a place of service, because when you're serving somebody else, you're actually serving yourself. because they're only one. When we're coming for a place of service, life serves you back. It will bring you exactly the house that you need in order for you to do your best work, like what's happened with me.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not saying that it might be easy, because it wasn't easy me getting here. All of the beliefs and the negative patterns that I was holding really came up. It was really full on, but I went through that, and then that I opened to being supported again. Yeah. So this is what this channel is all about. Your 14 energy, this is tough for you, because your 14 is your Saturn energy. So Saturn is where you get your biggest lessons. Saturn is your greatest teacher. And also Saturn destroys everything that's not in alignment to bring you back on track again.
Yeah,
okay?
it
So
does.
yeah, so this is
I know that.
Saturn is in the energy of power, skills, and creation. So it's like you might doubt your abilities. You might doubt that life supports you, and so that you hold back, yeah, in some way, that you're not sharing for a place of abundant blessings, okay? And that's an old paradigm, but this is coming to you to be aware that's how we move into abundance. You're already full, Faye. You're already gifted. You're already overflowing when you tap into your heart. It's all there. And the more that you're able to open your heart and allow all of that gifts to come out, all of that divinity to come out, and share that, then you get supported. You get the two energy coming, that the channel can meet up. Okay. So you have the potential here for creating amazing things. Okay. Like you could, by opening up to what do I want to create, rather it's limiting yourself and thinking, asking for less than you deserve. Okay. Or anybody deserves. So let me just see what the 14 says. So the unbalanced expression in the 14, fear and worry about money, okay, because this is your Saturn. Being willing to compromise your right work to do whatever you do for material gain. So working for money rather is, what am I actually here for? What have I got to share with other people? Okay.
I know, that's the big shift from the last 12 months.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll always scare me a bit, but it's shift. I've done well.
Yeah.
It's a huge shift.
Yeah.
And I know that now.
And
Even
step by
thinking of
step.
retraining to like be a psychologist, like in the day-to-day, or a counselor even, you know, and do the spiritual stuff too. But if I have to still do a day job, I might retrain at some point. It's not something, I haven't ruled it out.
But you can create whatever you want. You actually can create whatever you want. It's like there's still a part of you thinking you have to do a mainstream job in order to earn money.
Yeah,
You dunna. You can use your gifts. You can create whatever you want. Like for an example, I knew I couldn't do a mainstream job. I just can't do it. It just kills me. Yeah. And so a few years ago, probably coming close to 10 years ago now, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to like do my own thing here. What on earth is it I'm meant that I can do? And so in this channel, I was going, okay, what are my skills at that time? And they were so varied. It was just like, and I rejected most of them, like an artist, a knitwear designer, a meditation teacher, an energy worker. It was like, what? And then I realized, well, that is who I am. So I gathered them all together, and I realized that even if I was doing making hats, I ended up being a hat designer for a while. the purpose of me making hats was to put energy in these hats and blessings. And so when somebody put the hat on, it's on their crown, okay, and their energy is uplifted. They look amazing in this hat, and they walk out a completely different person because they feel good about themselves. Yeah, they love how they look. And a lot of people were coming to me saying, oh, I look terrible, and I try this hat on, and they go, it was like amazing. So it's not what you do, it's what you're putting into it. Yeah. And so what happened with all of this, with this journey that I was on, first of all, I gathered all the skills together in a website, and I made a website so that I was actually bringing myself back into wholeness again, because I was so disjointed. And it ended up that I ended up having my own shop where I had my making hats downstairs and paintings and stuff, and upstairs, like behind the scenes, I was doing my energy healing and my and people were coming into the shop. Kind of, you know the film Chocolat? Yeah,
great film.
So it was like that. It was like I was doing all this stuff behind the scenes, and people thought it was a hat shop, and they didn't come. I was like, what am I doing in here? I don't even like hats. And they were coming for the energy. So I'm sharing that as an example for you. I mean, how is that going to work? Yeah, but it was who I am, and I just had to go for it. Yeah. And it didn't amount lots of money, but what it did is it prepared me for what I'm doing now. It was a really important step. So it's like, and I was supported. I still had to shift through my stuff and my limitations, but it was the right path for me. Okay. So that's just an example of the 14-2 for you, and it is going to be challenging for you to move through that because Saturn is here, but it's important for you to do that. Okay, it's what your lessons are going to be. Okay, and your unconscious Saturn is in the 43, so this is the energy of insights. This is like this channel here is the genius to freak channel. Okay, I have the 23. Okay, so it's these like really deep insights that come just as a knowingness. You have no idea how you know something, but you just know it. Okay, Saturn is here for you, so it means that what I'm guessing is what you shared before, and my Saturn is in the 23, so I've had to learn this as well. It's like you have this deep insights about people, yeah, and you can't just come out and say it because they have to be ready for it. If you don't wait for the right timing, if you don't wait for the invitation, then it can do more damage. Okay, so you bring through these deep insights. The 23 is transmitting them. So I was always saying things too much, and usually to my friends that were like, didn't want to hear it. And it's only for me come into alignment when I've been doing readings, because people are coming and asking me to share. Okay, and I've had an outlet for that energy, and I don't have to do it to my friends anymore. So it's like, so again, for you, this is the lesson here in the 43.
I do hold back on that one. I learned very, very young. That one, even like my friends will be like, you're not going to tell me yet. I'm like, I have to get there in my own time.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Let's see what else it says. Feeling despair or frustration related to having knowledge but struggling to share what you know.
Yep.
Experiencing lightning bolts of knowingness and clarity, but feeling overwhelmed by your inability to articulate what you understand. Yeah. not waiting for the right time to share what you know and feeling alone in your wisdom. Okay, so this is all the unbalanced expression. The challenge here is to be comfortable and to trust epiphanies and deep inner knowing without doubting what you know. To trust that when the timing is right, you will know how to share what you know and serve your role as a transformative messenger who has insights that can change the way people think about what they know. Okay, so you're really here to have these, to be this messenger. Okay, all of the psychic energy that you have in your chart, all of this deep knowingness and this connection, and you're learning how to master it, how to really be able to use it wisely to uplift people. Okay, so Saturn is going to continue to bring you lessons here, so you become more and more masterful in that. Okay, and when you learn the lessons of Saturn, you get the blessings of Jupiter. They work together. Okay, this energy, you always have this energy, but it comes fully online when you've moved through the lessons and the challenges. So we spoke about your conscious Jupiter before, the 41, in the gate to imagination. So this is being able to use this gifted imagination. Everything in this realm has started from imagination. Nothing has come before imagination. Okay, so having this gift of imagination, whatever you can imagine and plus your focus on, you can create. And by how you do that is by raising your frequency enough. When you want to create something, okay, usually you have a dream that it holds a vibration. It's a high frequency vibration. If your energy is here, it can't come into your life because it doesn't resonate at the same frequency. So using your imagination, you're tapping into your dream and you're holding your vision on that dream, whatever house that is. Then your job is to raise your frequency, heal the wounds, heal the beliefs, the limitations, open your heart, feel your worth and value until you come to the same vibration, then it can come into your world. Okay, it can't come into your world until that happens. And the first step is using your imagination. Okay, and then raising the frequency of your emotional solar plexus through all of the work, through all of the healing, through all of the clearing the beliefs, the limitations. Okay, and so that it actually comes up here, and then it comes through this channel and it calibrates the heart. And in your heart, you have, in human design, you have a, what would you call it? A thing that's called the magnetic monopole. It's a structure, okay, that everybody has in their heart. It's a magnet with one pole, and it brings and attracts everything into your life, depending on the frequency of this magnetic monopole. And so your job is to calibrate it using your emotional energy, to feel that passion, to calibrate it so that you can bring what you wish into your life. Okay, so the first step is imagining it first. If you can't imagine it, it can't happen. And that's what your Jupiter energy is about. Your unconscious Jupiter is in the 13, which is here. This is a lovely energy. I have the 13 as well. It's the gate on narrative. So this can be a storyteller energy. It's also the energy of forgiveness. Okay, so it's like forgiving everything and everybody in the past and being able to see that they were just playing a role for you on this big stage of life. They were playing that role for a purpose on a soul level, so that you come into your power, you come into your alignment. And through forgiveness, you release them and you release yourself from the karma of that connection. Okay, so that's what the 13 is. And the energy and narrative is how you can do that, or be in that process, is to start rewriting the story of your life, creating a new narrative. Okay.
So I did that last year when I was unemployed, and I read it back and I was like, you haven't been mean about any of these people.
Yeah.
And I was quite, and I took responsibility. I was like,
yeah.
And it was strange to see that was what I wrote down.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. So there you go. So you've done that, and then what's happened in your life since then? It's like you've opened up. You kind of went through the same thing as me. You had to move through a big barrier of fear, thinking you were going to be homeless, thinking you had going to be completely you kind of abandoned by source, and you moved through it and knew your life is blossoming in a new paradigm. And it's through being able to look back at every experience, okay, and finding the blessings and the power in the pain. Why did my soul choose that? And so you can write this new narrative for yourself, and that possibly, because it's your Jupiter energy, okay, this is very expansive for you. It might be that you will be writing your experiences to serve other people. Yeah, it could be writing a book, it could be poetry, it can be music, it can be, this is a really good energy for a therapist as well, okay, for your divine healing soul contract work. It's what I do is I share the stories of my experience in my readings to help show what I mean. Yeah, so that's how I use this energy. Okay, but it can be, like I said, it can be books, it can be anything that you're telling a narrative about your experiences for the past. Okay, this is all about the past, this channel. So your Jupiter is coming into alignment in this energy. Okay, so this will get more and more strong for you as you move through your Saturn lessons. Okay, and then we'll look at Chiron. So Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron is where you carry deep wounds that when you heal them, they become your biggest gift in your life and soul purpose. Okay, like what I shared with you, we me losing my ex-partner and then being able to hold that space for my friend when that happened to him. It was like my biggest gift. I was like so comfortable in that. Wasn't shaken by it at all, because I had been through it. I knew it was my thing. So that's what Chiron is about. And Chiron for you is in the same gate on both sides. It's this one here, the 35. It's not actually marked in the chart because it wasn't considered one of the original archetypes in human design. But it's very important in terms of your life and soul purpose. So my teacher includes it in the readings, okay? So the 35 is the gate of experience again. So it ties in with your experiential learning, okay? So because Chiron is here, you have deep wounds through having gone through your experiences, yeah? Or the fact that you are an experiential learner, it has brought wounds to you. So let me just see what it says. Another energy here that can come up in the 35, 36 is feeling bored, easily jaded by life. I don't know if that's...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And what can happen then, 36 more is the 35, but you can just go, because you get bored easily, you go on wild adventures and you don't listen to what spirit is bringing you, because you wanted to go and do your own thing. You get bored and you want something to happen. So you go off on some wild thing that takes you totally off alignment, and you miss the opportunities that are meant for you, okay? So that might be why there could be wounds here in your Chiron energy, that if you, in the past, as you were learning, you were getting totally off track and taken into experiences that really weren't serving you, weren't good for you. Does that
100%.
kind of make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the challenge here is to not let experience lead to feeling jaded or bored. To have the courage to share what you know from your experience. To know which experiences are worth participating in and which ones are not. Do not let your natural ability to master anything keep you from being enthusiastic about learning something new. To embrace that even though you know how you know, you don't know everything. So that's like, really, there's a big mystery, and the human consciousness is so limited, and being able to allow yourself to be guided into the right experiences, waiting for the signs, no just like, oh my god, I'm bored with this, I'm going to go and do this crazy thing. Yeah, because that's what Chiron is teaching you here, okay? And if you can look back and realize, oh God, yeah, that happened, and I was totally like way off in the woods here with this one, and so maybe that wouldn't be so good for me again. Maybe if I just wait for the guidance, I'll be directed to what really is fulfilling, not just like stimulating on an excitement level, but
instant gratification,
deep in my bones, kind of fulfilling energy. It's what you're really here for, okay? And that comes for a deep place of service. That's when joy just bubbles up in you, when you know that you're impacting somebody else in a way that you can come in for deep inside yourself. So that's your Chiron, and then we'll look at Mars, because Mars kind of goes along with all of these guys. Mars is where you're still growing, you still might be immature, you still have lessons to learn, okay? So your conscious Mars is in the 47, and this is in the energy of mindset. So you're still growing and evolving and being able to hold a mindset that's of a high vibration, that's of a place of opening to possibilities, okay? That is, this is the how channel, okay? That these channels in the head have different questions going on. The 2461 is why does this happen? Why? I have this perpetual question, why, going on, because I have the 6124. Why is it? Yeah, it's like, but it always looking at it, why did this happen from a soul perspective? That's what I've got in this. The 47 is how do I make this happen?
Why? How?
How? And it can be in a lowest expression when you believe that you have to do it by yourself. You are not responsible for the how. You're just responsible for dreaming it, yeah, and asking how, and waiting for the hows to come to you, for the steps to come to you, okay? And so that's part to it, but it's also about holding that mindset that's expansive, that's not going into negativity, that's not going into depression, or you can limitation there in the mindset. So you're still learning to master a mindset of openness and possibility, to not let inspiration die because you don't know how to fulfill it. Okay, so I've already shared all of that here. And then your unconscious Mars is in the 62, which is here, coming off the throat. So again, this is to do with expression. And the unconscious Mars in a system called the gene keys, which is really connected to human design. It's kind of an offshoot of human design. And there's a guy in doing the south of England, probably somewhere around you, that actually he brought through the gene keys. Richard Rudd is his name, if you ever come across him. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, in his system, the unconscious Mars is like the core wound that we actually come into in this life to resolve, taken from another previous lifetime. So the 62 is the energy of preparation, and it's about details, the fine details, the fine tuning, okay? So again, for you, because Mars is here, the unconscious Mars, there's deep wounds here, and you're also still immature here, you're still growing here. So the unbalanced expression, fear and worry, over preparation, allowing the plan to override the flow. So you, too much planning, too much like restriction, control, and no being open to what might else be possible, okay? The challenge to trust that you'll be prepared for the next step. To not let worry and over preparation detract you from being present to the moment. To let the fear of not being ready keep you trapped. What's coming to me, like, do you have deep wounds about abundance and about survival and because of your upbringing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really yeah, it was quite traumatic actually, and I put things in to parent myself as well, and then I feel like this over responsibility, like around children, to make sure that they're supported so much, and that's actually scaring me off, that as well. So yeah, there's a lot around that.
Yeah. So again, it's really opening up to faith, knowing that you're supported, okay, knowing that you are be guided. You have this deep connection to your guides, and it's like they're telling you things all the time, and it's about you opening to believe that the next steps is coming. Okay, so that's your path, and you're lucky to have such a strong channel. Most people are totally unaware of their inner guidance, yeah. So, but for you, there's deep wounds here, because even though you have this connection, you're still worried, and you're still over prepared. You're still limiting yourself. Okay, so this is what your work is, and that you can just know it's all going to fall into place for you. Yeah, I've been like, for years, I've been like stepping, no sure if there's anything going to be under my feet. Really, like living on the breadline, lasted for 15 years. And it's just this last year where things has been flowing more for me. But having gone through that, the strength and resiliency that's come through that, yeah, and the trust and the faith, no had it, I've had to build it, yeah. So that seems to be what this is kind of suggesting to me, okay, that as you heal your wounds, so being supported, that life will bring you everything that you need when you open and when you align yourself with spirit. You can let go of this need to over prepare and keep yourself safe and that kind of energy. Okay.
Yeah.
So so then we'll come, we've spoke a bit about your moon, what drives you. Your conscious moon, we spoke about this last time, your conscious moon is in the 59. So this channel is the channel of mating, and the 59 is basically, it's like very sexual energy, and it's a masculine sexual energy. It's about providing the resources for the family. So this is where this is coming in for you. You just shared that, or feeling really worried that you need to protect people, that you need to, yeah. This is about creating the resources for the family, to preserve the family, to sustain the family, okay? And being is the masculine sexual energy part. So it's like a penetrative energy again, which is very similar to your incarnation cross, okay? And this is why you spoke about being highly sexual. That's because your moon is here in the 59. So it's in its highest expression. It's creating the resources for sustainability, yeah, for the tribe, for the family. Let's see what else it says. 59. To trust in sufficiency, and to know that when you create abundance, there is a great fulfillment in sharing. To craft partnerships and relationships that sustain you and the foundation of your lives, so that you're really conscious of the relationships you're stepping into. Yeah, that you're waiting, you're doing your inner work first, and then you're waiting for the guidance, and you're not jumping into things feet first in the third line. You're waiting to know, is this person actually bringing what I wish in relationship? Yeah. So, and this is really important, because it's about emotional energy, okay? It's about intimacy. And so it's that your emotions will feed into how you connect with your partner, how intimate you can be with your partners, okay? Your unconscious moon is in the 24, which we spoke about before, which drives you, is the energy of blessings, finding the blessings in every situation, opening up to what you deserve in life rather than keeping yourself limited, okay? And then your Venus energy, Venus is what you value in terms of your life and soul purpose. Your conscious Venus is in the 6, which is connecting into your 59 here. So the 6 is about having an impact. You value the fact of being able to have an impact in life, in other people's lives. Okay, and again, this is an emotional energy. And so it comes through emotional alignment. And let me just see. I also have the 6, but I kind of sometimes struggle with, what does this really mean? So you value maintaining a high frequency of emotional energy that supports equitability, sustainability, and peace. Using your emotional alignment to influence others and to serve as an energetic beacon of peace. Okay, so that's it in its highest expression. You value that. And again, this is the channel of mating. So providing for the tribe resources, okay? sustaining. There's an element to doing that so you get sex. that's a kind of subconscious thing that goes on there. So just to be aware of that. Okay?
I'm very aware, thank you. I know.
It's like a battery thing. I'll do this if I get sex in return. Okay. So so your
Yeah.
unconscious Venus is in the 16. So again, this is what you value. And the 16 is the energy of zest and enthusiasm. Okay, you have this very enthusiastic, zestful quality about your energy. And you value that, and you value being able to use that in your life and soul purpose. The courage to leap into action and inspire others to act, even if you don't know all the details. Okay, so you're kind of at conflict here with your 62, but this energy is just kind of jumps into things. The courage to trust your own intuition, that the timing is right and that you are ready enough, even if you don't know exactly how your journey will unfold. Having faith in the outcome. So having faith in the outcome by keeping your focus on it and keeping your imagination on it. Okay, one of my tendencies is dreaming something and then having to move through all of the doubts and the limitations, and I go, oh God, no, I'll just aim for this instead, because that can never happen for me. Okay, so it's, but when you're focused on a dream, part of the process is doubts have to come up, because it's the doubts that's kept you limited. So when the doubts come up, you recognize them. Oh, it's just doubt. Accept them, welcome them, bring them into your heart, and keep rising. Okay. So your Mercury energy is what you're here to communicate about in your life and soul purpose, or how you communicate. Your conscious Mercury is in the gate 50, which is also your unconscious Pluto. And your unconscious Pluto is how you rise as the phoenix from the ashes. How you, for all of that trauma and pain and experiences that you've been living through, how you rise out of that. Okay, and we touched on this the last time. It's the energy in nurturing. Okay, being able to nurture yourself first, deeply enough so that your cup is overflowing and you're sharing for that place. Okay, so you're here to communicate about that. You're here to learn about it first. How do I nurture myself? How do I look after myself? And then to share and communicate for that place. And that you do speak with a very nurturing energy, and you've already shared that you very mindful of how you speak to people, because you know that you have these deep, powerful insights, and you have to deliver them in a way that is going to be gentle and it's going to serve them. Okay, so that might be how it's unfolding for you. And it might be that it also comes into, if you do any writing, if you write a book, that it will come through in a way that it's about nurturing, or have that nurturing quality to it. Okay. And the Pluto, it's how you empower yourself is through this deep self-nurturing. Your unconscious Mercury is in the 7, which is the energy of collaboration. So this is like, rather than being the leader, it's the person that is next to the leader that actually holds all the power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the chief of staff position, that to have a strong leader, you need somebody in that position. So that's the 7 energy, and it's also about being able to collaborate with other people. okay, to share gifts so that you each are supporting one another. And so you're here to communicate about that, or the way that you communicate is in collaboration with others, if that makes sense in some way.
Yeah, I've always been the leader, but actually, yeah, no, that does make sense.
I mean, it is a leadership energy, the 7, but it's more, like I say, it's more the person that sits below, not below the leader, but the one that kind of is behind the scenes, that is supporting the figurehead. Okay, the 31 is a democratic leader. It's somebody that's elected as a leader by the tribe. Rather, as the 45 is, I am the king, the queen. They just are born the leader. Yeah, and it's a good, it's like a lovely energy. People automatically treat them as as the leader. The 31 is that leader is elected to be a leader, and the 7 is the collaborator with the leadership and the supporter of the leadership, and sometimes the person that has the most power. Okay, so that's what you're here to communicate about, or how you communicate in your life and soul purpose. So however that unfolds for you. And then we come to Uranus. Uranus is where you might be a bit quirky, a bit strange, and a bit unique in the way that you fulfill your life and soul purpose, or that you share your gifts, okay, or that you bring this who you are into the world, okay. And both sides is in the gate 5. So the gate 5 is this is a channel of the natural world. It's the connection with Gaia, actually, okay. And the 5 is the energy of rhythm and consistency. So it's like patterns, like the tide coming in and out, the sun coming up and down. Yeah, it's the patterns that are always going on consistently in nature. And so you have a connection to Gaia, you have a connection to nature, and the more that you tap into consciously following these natural rhythms in whatever way is right for you, okay, and using that patterns and that consistency to sustain yourself and somehow to bring your work out into the world. I don't know if that's ringing any bells for you.
100% it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so in tune with everything, and I manifest things a lot better around, especially around the moon. The moon's the big one. That's huge for me. But also, I need to be in water. I 100%. Yeah.
So what it might be, Faye, is that you start creating your work around these natural rhythms. Okay, it's very shamanic, actually. It's very fits in with your 51. That you if you have a natural affinity to that, that's what you're here to teach. That's what you're here to share with other people, because so many people are so out of tune with nature. Really, they are, like, I can't believe it, like, because I'm so used to being in connection with nature. There's a girl here in the village that's doing this thing called forest bathing. You might have heard about it. She basically takes people into the woods to connect them to nature. And I'm like, what? You can't do that by themselves. They have to go into a group to do it. You can. And it's like, but yeah, there's so many people that's disconnected that need that guidance. Yeah. And so it might be that this is a big way that you can market your gifts, create workshops around that. Yeah, that I don't know, it might unfold for you, but
I was thinking of full moon walks.
yeah,
Oddly enough.
yeah.
And just because I don't really know Bristol all that well, because I've still just got here,
Mhm,
it'd be nice to find like new places. I
mhm.
always like to find like places. I love to walk around places and get a sense of them. So once I do that, it would be quite nice to get other people maybe to come on full moon walks. I was
Absolutely.
just something that
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah, and I know that this person I'm speaking about, like, she used to have full moon meditation circles for
Mhm,
women. So
mhm.
it's like you can create whatever you want. It's really like there's always going to be people that need what you have to offer. Yeah.
Mm.
And it can be very simple. It's really about you being who you are and holding space for other people in that. And so anyway, this is the unique quirky element to your work. And so however it comes out, it's going to be something around tapping into consistent rhythm patterns in nature. Okay, the elementals in your fives. Okay, that you have a huge talent in that elemental energies, so use it. Yeah, it's like that I use that in my website. Yeah, I have a blog away with the fairies because it's like you might as well joke about it.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
other people kind of joke about it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like I totally embrace that part of my nature and I use it to market myself because I how I see it is I'm sharing my world. It's like
Yeah.
I don't really fit into this world, so I've got to create my own world and invite people into my world. That's what works for me. Okay, so I guess it's the same for you. It's that kind of thing, and in that the right people will come into your world and you get to really unleash your talents. Okay, step by step.
Yeah, like it's so funny. I mean, like I'm not ready just yet for, I'm still learning, but I've already got my like logo done.
Oh, brilliant. Fantastic.
That
That's perfect. Yeah. So
it's
it's the rhythm, it's the cycle, it's the circles, it's
yeah.
the moon, it's the trees, the earth. So sit down with your bare bum on Gaia and ask the guidance.
Trying to get me arrested.
Gaia, what do you wish for me to do? What do you
That's Anna, away with the fairies told me to do it.
exactly, totally. That's what I do. I go to the woods and like come back and
Mm.
listen to what the fairies are telling me. Yeah.
And I get stressed when I can't do that. When certain, sometimes you get pulled away and that's fine. But if I can't, if it's more than a day or 2 days, I'm like, ah, because
Yeah.
I know I need to be there.
You have to connect. Yeah. 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 I'm so lucky because I'm right. I live in it now. I don't even have to go anywhere. My garden is that. But I also have this native nature reserve, native oak trees. And whenever I go there, like the energy of the oaks, it's just pure fairyland. It's just so amazing. And I just reconnect every time just by going walking there.
You
So
need
it's
something, whether it's the sea or
yeah,
I live right next to these woods as well now,
yeah,
and for so long in London I wasn't, and it was driving me. That was one of the things that was really killing me. I
yeah,
started growing plants on my balcony instead and things, and like herbs and things, and that
yeah,
was like just something.
yeah.
But that was another reason for the house. It's like the time now. It's like just to have the garden space. Just
So, but that's a huge part of your dream then. Am I going to be really nurtured in that garden space, in that connection to
all
the
the elements,
elementals, nature?
all of
Yeah.
them.
Go
Water,
wild, go wild.
water, fire pit, all of it. It has to. It's
Yeah,
got to be each of them.
yeah. So go wild in your imagination, yeah? And even if you don't get it as your first step, it will come. But don't limit yourself. Let yourself really dream big. Okay, that's what we're here for. We have to show people how to come out of this paradigm. Okay?
Yeah.
Or the control, or you can, whatever has been going on, all of that mind games and all of that suppression. We have to remind people that we're pure creators, we're sovereign beings. We have to be that ourselves in order to set that example for other people. Okay, so your Neptune energy is your spiritual purpose on a collective level rather as a personal level. Okay, but for you, again, it's very personal because it's to do with self-love. Okay, your spiritual purpose is to love yourself completely, wholly, unconditionally, just because you exist. Okay, and then to share what you've learned in that compassion and that self-love and that complete acceptance of all of you, light and shadow, and possibly bring that to other people as well in this collective energy. Okay, and then your Pluto energy. Okay, the last one is we've already shared about the 50 and the gate to nurturing, how you rise for the ashes as the phoenix into your power through nurturing and through the self-love. You nurture yourself. Yeah, you really take care. Oh, your body is the vessel that houses the spirit. So that the more that you can do that, you ground in the body. Okay, really important for the 5/5s in connection with the earth. And then your conscious Pluto in the 28. I think we touched on this in the last reading as well. This is in its lowest expression, it's the energy of struggle. So that could have manifested a lot in your life, okay? And Pluto being in the subconscious, going deep into that subconscious stuff, all of that struggle, all of that strife. But in its highest expression, it's the energy of adventure and challenge. And ultimately, what is life worth living for? What is the meaning of life? Okay, and so again, which is what I was sharing there about breaking out of this paradigm of limitation, and yeah, all of the collective matrix that we've been living in, and fully embodying yourself as a sovereign being. Yeah, and realizing that your power to create whatever you choose in your life is in your own hands. Yeah, and so that's really the meaning of life, is taking back all of that power. Yeah, what's worth living for? Yeah, what is the meaning of having gone through all of that struggles? What has it brought me? Yeah, what realizations? How has my mind expanded? How have I opened up to spirit? Okay, so this is the energy of the Pluto. Okay, and I might have shared with you before, like when I met my guru, everything in my life was difficult. Everything in my life was a struggle. And that's what I spoke. I like, and when you come into the presence of an enlightened master, it all comes up, even if you don't want to share that. You find yourself saying, "Oh my God, why did I say that?" And I just kept saying how everything was difficult. And my guru said, "I never want you to use that word again." I was creating my reality by saying it was difficult. It was a struggle. I was creating that. So it's like bringing this into a place of what is the opportunities for me here? What is meaningful in this opportunity, this challenge. Okay, what amazing adventure am I going to go through with this thing that's come in my life? Okay. And so you rise from the ashes in your power when you experience life in that way. Life is for me 100%. That was a big shift for me. Life is for me. Life isn't against me. Life is for me. So what this struggle that I'm perceiving, how can I benefit from it? And that shift there.
Writing that down. I like that. Yeah.
So, my love, I think we've covered everything. We seem to have been going on for hours and hours. I don't know if we ever know. Maybe it's just the time of day.
Oh, it's amazing.
I usually do the readings in the afternoon when I'm a bit fresher.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is
No,
not
it's fine. Do you have any questions, or do you have anything that's coming up, or anything you'd like to comment on? Or
it's amazing. It's I love doing this because it kind of reaffirms quite a lot of things, and it brings to light the areas that I need to work on. And it's funny, even just when you touch on little things like, oh, this is the solar plexus and there's deep wounds, and I'm like that. And in my head, I was always like, the next piece of shadow work I'm going to do is around that area to clear it. And I know that from that, then that will shift this in here, which will link. And everything's linked, everything, all of the time. Yeah. Like even the Gaia card I pulled this morning, and then there's that. Oh, yeah.
I started spouting it about Gaia. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, okay. And then you're like, oh, my friend who does these nature baths. Oh, like, yeah, that's a passing thought I had.
Yeah.
It's all there, and it's
amazing, isn't it? It's so reaffirming, but it's kind of like all of this because it's who you are. But when you're given a map, it's kind of like you're given an instruction manual to your life.
Thank you, Fiona. I'll stop fucking things up so much.
If you do fuck up, you go, oh, okay, I come back again, because you have the manual to remind you, and things just go so much easier. And really it all comes back to your strategy. All of this is just the details, but how you come into alignment with the highest expression is following the strategy, using your imagination and your mind to dream up things, to ask powerful, empowering questions to Gaia, to your higher self. How do I make this happen? What is the next step? What do I need in order for this to unfold? Yeah. And then you wait and you have fun and you look after yourself and you raise your frequency and wait for the sign to come. Feel into the sign with your sacral, wait over your emotional wave, and then you can take action. That's for you as your strategy. Okay?
Yeah. Wow.
And if you just keep following that, and you're going to mess up because we do until we learn in a new way. But the less you follow the impulse to initiate and to do stuff without waiting for the guidance, we kind of get put through lessons to go, oh God, yeah, I messed up again, until we get it, you can, and then it's like flowing with the way that you're designed and your strategy feels so good because it's so easy. It's so like, okay, nothing is happening. That means I get to rest. I get to play. I don't have to, it's not all on my shoulders. It's not all on my back. I can wait for guidance as to what is my next step. Yeah. And then you get to move with that rhythm, always go, do. You get to flow with nature in that natural cycles, ebbs and flows. So I hope that's helpful anyways.
It's amazing, Sana. It's amazing. Like, thank you so much. It'll take a while for me to like, okay, and I'll watch them back and just make notes, and I'll write down my whole strategy and stick to that. Like even pin that in my desk at work just so it's there.
Play with it. So it's like the more you play with it, and if it works, you start having faith in it then. Yeah, it's like it's meant to be experiential, but it's like, try this and see, does it work for you? Because it definitely works for me, my strategy. So
Yeah.
it's like, and I've done so many things the wrong way and really messed up and completely burnt out. So it's like, I have the 12-3, so I have to follow that balance. Yeah, I have to rest, and I have to rather it's just like totally going for it. I have to find the balance between the doing and the being. So as I followed this human design, that's how it's really embodied, or starting to embody now, that I get it now. I've never got it before, and I get it now. Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
The human design? Just a year. And
Amazing. Whoa.
Honestly, it feels like it's always been there. When it came to me, I just understood the whole chart.
Yeah, because you get it. I mean, yeah, you look at the guide once or twice, but it's you embody
in
it.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to learn the different gates and what they meant, but the difference was, because I'd lived nearly 50 years of living life in my line 3 and experiential learning, I knew exactly what they are meant. And because of my spiritual quote, my spiritual teaching, you can what I've gone through with my guru, it's like, when this landed, it was just a manual for me to actually deliver what I already knew. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like all the things we do, isn't it? It's like it gives you just a bit of structure to help you express what's coming through.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. And but the biggest shift for me personally was finding out my strategy, because when I went through this whole thing with the house and all the fears that came up, and then the panic, and then doing everything the wrong way, it was showing me that's not going to work. If you're going to be doing your soul mission, you can't do this by yourself. You've got a whole team supporting you. You've got to start listening to your team. And I hadn't really fully got that before. Yeah. And so that was the biggest shift for me. And so realizing how to make that shift, and then the system coming where I actually can teach it to others, it's reinforcing it in myself. Yeah, it's marking me. It's like we learn through teaching. Yeah, or we heal ourselves through healing other people. It's that same thing. So yeah, I just highly recommend that you play around with it and see if it makes a big difference, and see how it works with your soul contract as well. Because I think, like Nicholas shared, it's like your soul contract is the map that you're moving on in life, and your human design is the energy of the vessel that's moving on the map. And so it gives you a way of integrating both.
Well, just looking at it, there's so many similarities, like straight away you can, and because my chart is very life, these are the things, Faye, and it's come through on here as well. So integrating the name optimization energies to help with the nurturing and to help with the grounding and the expression. It's all of this is coming together right now.
And your soul would have chosen that at this time in your life that you would meet that spiritual teacher that would bring you this tool in order for you to activate these energies. It's just so amazing. It's just so mind blowing. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's been there. I've been waiting for it for my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're only 35. You're still a baby.
Only in this bloody lifetime. Like I've been here many, many times.
Yeah, know the feeling.
I'm still